capture a lot of nighttime photos or low light photos and you see a lot of noise. Well, the problem is the high ISO. Let me show you. As you can see, I'm trying to capture a shot in a very dark scenario. Let me just bump the ISO to max because only then I'm getting a bright image. Well, the photo is definitely bright, but there's a lot of noise. So let's just fix the ISO to 400 because that seems pretty optimal. Now slowing the shutter speed to 0.4 seconds while keeping the aperture at f3.5. The captured photo with these settings is decently lit and it's pretty nice. But let's brighten up the shot a little more. So now I'm slowing down the shutter speed to 30 seconds, which is the max in our camera. But the shot just brightened up a bit too much because the camera is capturing too much light from a direct light source. Now I'm taking a shot with the same 30-second shutter speed while setting the aperture to f22. Now this is the perfect shot in my opinion, at least in this scenario. Do note that you need to make sure that the camera stays still when you set a slower shutter speed. Also, you might have to play with these settings depending on the light. Well, it's all about hitting that sweet spot. Here are some more photos that I took in low light. There are times when you want to take a shot of a moving object, and I'll tell you how to take it perfectly. First, let's take a shot of the moving object, that is me, on auto. You can see that it freezes the object, but when you zoom in, it's blurred. Well, let's move on to the manual mode, shall we? In manual mode, we are in broad daylight, so the shutter speed has to be very fast, at 1/1000 seconds. Well, you can set the ISO and aperture depending on the light. Now when you capture a photo, you can see that when you zoom in, the object is sharp, no more blurry moving shots. Light trail shots look very cool, and well, you can easily capture them by playing with the shutter speed and aperture in your camera. For instance, here I'm increasing the shutter speed to 2 seconds, while not really changing the aperture or the ISO, which are at f3.5 and 100 respectively. Well, here's the shot which does not look that great, right? Well, you can refine things. I'm lowering the aperture to f22 and also increasing the shutter speed to 10 seconds for a better light trail effect. Here is the photo, and as you can see, the light trail does look good, but you can get an even better shot. I'm slowing down the shutter speed to our camera's max at 30 seconds while keeping the aperture and the ISO same. As you can see, with slower shutter speed, the light trail looks amazing. This is indeed my favorite photo of the lot. If you've seen our video on the kit lens versus the prime lens, you'd know that the kit lens, aka the zoom lens, isn't very great when it comes to bokeh shots. However, let me tell you, you can take better portrait from the kit lens. First, let me take a portrait in auto. When we capture in auto, the camera tends to use flash at times, which really makes the image artificial with unnatural light. Now switching to manual, I've set the shutter speed to 1/100. And here's a photo with a lower f-stop of f29. As you can see, lower the aperture, the lesser the bokeh effect. Here's a photo with a higher f-stop of f5. And as you can see, the effect is definitely better. Here's another photo with the aperture set to max of f3.5. So yes, if you want to take better portraits from a kit lens, you need to set a higher aperture.